back to Flight Sim 2024 and welcome back to the high performance group H160, which we have parked on the ramp here at Wonderboom, where we landed in a previous video where I did some charters around Johannesburg. But tonight's flight is a little bit different. I'm actually going to jump aboard because it's pretty loud next to the helicopter here. But we have a nighttime IFR flight in the H160 from here at Wonderboom up to Hoedspruit Air Force Base, and I don't think I've ever done a nighttime flight in the H160, let alone a nighttime IFR flight. So in the previous episode I had loads of fun playing around with all of the cool advanced features that we have on the H160, so we're going to be using those once again as we make our way in the dark and the rain up to Hoedspruit. We're probably looking at about just over an hour's flight, and we're going to be climbing up to 10,000 feet, sorry, 11,000 feet on the way over there. But that is the plan, so let's go ahead and start getting ready to make our way out there. Okay, so we're going to actually, let's see, winds 135. Can I just turn off this for now? Right, so just having a look at where we're actually going to take off from here. I think runway 11 is our best option, so I'm gonna hover taxi out to there. We could probably even hover taxi to Delta and then normal taxi along there if we wanted to, I guess. So this is taxiway Delta here, but we can't get through, so we could taxi across down here and actually touch down and taxi all the way out, and I think we'll take off from there out in this direction, do runway heading, and then kind of vector ourselves on from there. So I think that's gonna be the plan for today. Just hop over this fence, yeah? Okay, definitely a little fast for a taxi. Yeah, probably having a little too much fun. Let me just switch off the parking brake. I don't think we're actually going to touch down because we're basically at the end of the runway already. Didn't actually mean to do that, so kind of vibrantly. This aircraft is just really capable and really fun to fly as well. Okay, so that is runway 11. So we're gonna go straight ahead, and then we'll vector onto. I actually want to switch this around. get the gear up. Definitely push some more power in. Climb out at about 100 knots, I think, is cool. I'm gonna go up to 11,000. And because we took off from 1-1, we don't actually need very much vectoring. We're almost on that FMS route already, so we'll just make a slight right hand turn here. Right, 5,500 feet. So the one thing I don't actually know is how to set an altitude for this. Oh, it comes up here. So we can dial this up to 11.
Alt A crossing. Alt A.
So that's kind of cool that it brings up the menu. Now, obviously this is not how you'd interact with it with the real aircraft. We would have some other settings, probably on the like center console. This does make it a bit easier, so I can't get that exactly, which is kind of annoying. But now we can engage that. We're actually in vertical speed mode, so I can adjust that over here. Looks like we've got another kind of wall of rain up ahead that we'll head into just now. It's coming through 7,500 feet. Okay, let's go and engage nav mode. And that's all gone green, so we're over to the FMS navigation now. That we can actually do with this button here to couple the autopilot to whatever nav source we've chosen. Okay, we're getting a little high on the torque. So let's maybe bring this down a bit. Oh, also, supposed to be going to 11 because we are heading east. Oh, that's not cool. So this will bring our speed down, so we can actually bump the vertical speed up and then bring this speed down so we don't have to push the torque so hard. There we go. Right, so we have 4 passengers on board. Heading up to Hoedspruit tonight. It is 9:30. There we go. 9:29 p.m. So out to Witbank and then along the airway to Anvit and then into Hoedspruit. Now Hoedspruit is an Air Force base. It does have an ILS if I remember correctly. A little slow. Actually turn this light off. There's another light here. Can actually turn these off. Now it's really dark. This one's actually probably the nicest. Okay, coming up to 10,000 feet. Looks like we're going to be actually in the clouds as opposed to just in the rain. It's starting to get a little slow. Keep it around 7 on that meter on the left there. We'll start to pick up speed nicely once we level off here. Okay, should be leveling off shortly here. Coming at 90 knots. See our VY there is at 70.
Alt A crossing.
So we're a bit faster than that. Okay, we should level off here. We didn't. What? Why did we not level off? From the last video, I still haven't actually bound these to keys or to controls on my HOTAS. I still need to figure that out. So that will make life a lot easier. Okay, looking at about 18 minutes at this speed, which will increase shortly now. Okay, so currently looking at about an hour and 20 minutes. Wait, that's like 3 hours and 20 minutes. We'll see once we pick Pick up a bit of speed here. So it's saying 2244. So, no, why did I think that that's 3 hours? We're 2134, so yeah, just over an hour, but that's going to come down very quickly as we pick up speed. We're probably not going to pick up all that much more speed than we have right now. Okay, 13 minutes to Witbank. 32 miles. So yeah, looking at around an hour from here, which is what we expected. Keeping an eye on that speed so we don't have to push the engines too hard. I'm going to keep it around 70%. Hoedspruit weather says scattered clouds 9,000 feet, QNH 1017, temperature of 27 still, 9 o'clock at night. No rain, but there is scattered rain throughout the area. Okay, 22:33 we should arrive, so 10:30. And it's 9 minutes till we make that left-hand turn. About 135 knots. Ground speed 172. Trying to remember where we flew in the previous video. I think it was Creole? Was it Creole? Anyway, we ended up just landing on like a little farm in town. But the point of that is Witbank also has a big power station like that with smokestacks, and I think that is it over there. Also, I think this might be the furthest single flight I've ever done in the 160. And I've flown for longer, but that's all been like little multiple hops along the way, short flights, drop off, pick up more passengers, another short flight. This is just going to be about an hour's worth of flying, hour and a half's worth of block time, and it's just one route. And it is going to get pretty dark like this as we start getting out into the more rural areas. I don't know if this is because it's cloudy or just because there's nothing below us. I think it actually might be a bit of both. Let's see, if we do this, it's actually going to be really dark. You can see nothing outside, but I think there's a bit of cloud around as well. I can see stars, so not necessarily cloudy above us, but like out there it might just be clouds. So I think I might actually cut it here. There's not all that much to look at because it is night, and I'll join you again in about 45 minutes probably as we prep to make our way into Hoedspruit Air Force Base. Okay, so we're about 40 miles out, so let's start our descent. Alright, what's gonna be the easiest? I do this. And while I have to click on this 1,000 times, let me actually just have a look at the altitude for Hoedspruit. I think it's about 2,000 feet. 1756. So let's go to, let's call it 1800. So we'll go to 2,000 feet. Should be fine. Oh hey, we lost the random 20. Winds at Hoedspruit 123 degrees. So we'll take runway 09, which actually makes things really easy. Why do we have no approaches or anything? Interesting. Okay, seems like we have no procedures, so I guess we're lucky it's VFR conditions. That's weird. I really thought. Let's see if I look at the charts here. Oh wow, there are no instrument procedures. I really thought it had an ILS, but it doesn't. Okay. We shouldn't have any issues getting in because it is pretty clear. Okay, 11 minutes out. The reason I got this on is because we're still over the mountains here, as you can see. So you can't actually descend too quickly here. I think that's probably the runway that we can see up ahead. See how useful this synthetic vision actually is, because without this we can't tell at all that these hills are just here. actually got plenty of fuel on board. Okay, yes, it says 3.5 hours, but that's because our torque settings are really low because we're descending. Look at that, radio around 1,700 feet, 1,600. So we're just gonna pass about 1,500, maybe about 1,000 feet over this final ridge. 1,100. There's 1,000. Yeah, there we go. So pretty much 1,000 feet over the edge there. Okay, this has actually stayed on now, so hopefully it works this time. So I don't know what I did last time, but it didn't actually acquire 11,000 feet, it just went straight through it. Okay, due to arrive at 2240, it is now 2235. It's 5,000 feet. Miles out, and we're 4,500 feet. Okay, radio altimeter's alive again. Passing through 4,000. Multiplier is still armed. Thousand feet. And we're going to be parking on the apron just over here. Okay, 3,000 feet now. 1,400 radio. So I'm actually just going to take control here. Don't actually know how to turn off the altiquire because seem to be a button to do that. Right, so next thing I'm going to do is start slowing us down significantly. So 140 knots still. Get the gear down, parking brakes off, so if we want to touch down on the runway we can do so. Yeah, coming up to 2000. I'm worried that it's going to go into barometric hold as we hit 2000 feet. Because that altiquire is still there. Okay, it didn't do that, which is also worrying because it's still lit up there, so that's what it did on the climb as well. It does feel a little windy. We've got a bit coming from the front. Also, okay, gears down, 3 greens. 400 feet radio. Quite high actually, although actually we're fine because I'm not going to the end of the runway. The apron is sort of almost halfway down, I think. That's actually where I'm looking on the synthetic vision. It's down to that apron, and that's why I said I might touch down the runway and just roll down, because it's quite a way down still. It's not here at the end. I think this might be the taxiway that we need to take. I need to turn off that touchdown sign in FS Realistic. That is not cool. I guess we can basically just park anyway here. There's no no apron lighting, so it's really hard to see what's actually going on here. There's some parkings between the hangars here. So we just do something like this. Is that an aircraft there? Or is that a tree? I think it's a tree. Okay, well we'll park it here. We can pull the aircraft into the hangar, I guess, if we wanted to. Okay, I'll set the parking brake. There's our FS economy flight done. Okay, there we are, safely at Hoedspruit. Once again, this aircraft is just absolutely incredible. And so definitely going to be seeing more of this on the channel. I'm really enjoying taking this aircraft out, and we're still not even pushing it like anywhere near all of the incredible things it can do. But it is fun getting to fly it. But here in the dark, I think it's the first time I've flown this purely at night. The weather was very chilled getting into Hoedspruit, so no issues there, luckily, because there actually are no instrument procedures. But we had plenty of fuel to go somewhere else if we needed to, so not the end of the world. But anyway, that is going to bring us to the end of this video. As always, if you made it all the way to this point, I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy it, you know what to do down below, and I'll hopefully see you in the next one.